Okay, welcome to another edition of Carnivore Bites. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. And hot off the press, Dr. Lopkin, why don't you lead in?
Yeah, today has been a crazy day. So far, bombs have been found in the mail for Barack Obama, for Hillary Clinton, for Andrew Cuomo, CNN, and Deborah Wasserstein.
Deborah Wasserstein, who's that?
Wasserstein Schultz.
Deborah
former
Wasserstein.
head of
I
the
got you.
DNC.
Yep. So,
And of course, this all follows up yesterday when a bomb was found in the mailbox of George Soros.
okay, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But anyway, yes. So it goes all into the whole discussion point that we've been reviewing is that politics are no longer civil on both sides.
No, civility has gone out the window. I mean, everybody on both sides are denouncing these attacks. The bombs,
Yeah.
according to the NYPD, the bombs are similar. So the theory that they are working on is that it's one lone nut sending these out. Although they are also investigating the possibility that it might all be a fraud.
To gain attention, in other words, actually sent out by them, or not by them, but by, let's say, liberal activists to try to
liberal activists, although some theories are actually say Soros himself is behind it, because all of the bombs were delivered by mail except for his, which was hand delivered.
Yeah, the George Soros is another discussion point, but if it is George Soros, I don't think he'd be that dumb.
Now, I personally think it's one lone nut that's going after these guys. I don't think it's fraudulent, but they do have to investigate all possibilities.
No doubt, but it's still good. I know it's a nut, or probably a nut, but the same, on the same thing, we are getting to a point that, I mean, it's not that long ago, like 10 years ago. I'd say before the election, I'm not blaming him, but before the election, I think it actually started, I take it back. I was going to say Barack Obama. I think it started with George W. Bush. The code pink. I mean, but then it accelerated under Obama. Not blaming him, but now you gotten to the point that, there's actually, and it was last year, it's going to be worse this year, that there were actually like etiquette codes, what to say with your family over Thanksgiving, like to your family.
Yeah, it has gotten absolutely ridiculous. Civility is gone, and it's on both sides. I mean, yes, Trump certainly has done nothing to help the situation. He's not a civil person. However, you had Hillary Clinton, who also wasn't civil. You had the congresswoman out in California telling people
she's crazy
to harass Republicans and cabinet members. So, I mean, both sides here are completely to blame.
Yes, in terms of Maxine Waters, she's really just pretty much off the hook. But anyway,
really is.
Yes. So again, it gets to things are becoming more polarized. Does it have any repercussions for the midterms?
I don't know. I think it could serve to energize the Democratic base more. However, they're already at such a high state of engagement. I don't know that there's anything that you could do to really bring more of them out at this point.
I actually agree with that. I don't think you can do anything more. Yep, no question about it. So it's very interesting. The other area or point of interest is the caravan. So let's talk about that.
Largest caravan ever coming towards the U.S. It won't get here for a couple of weeks. All immigrants who want to come in. There has been a lot said about who is in this caravan. Trump has said, there's criminals in there. He's actually apparently correct. Although I don't know of any violent criminals. CBS News yesterday interviewed one of the people that was in the caravan. And he used to live in Texas. He was an illegal immigrant in Texas, was arrested on drug charges and deported, and now he's trying to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously set up by some organization. Soros. There was even talk of Venezuela involved. So,
there's a talk of a lot of people being involved. What I want to know is, they're pushing the story that they're fleeing poverty in Honduras, and they're fleeing Honduras. If they're fleeing, why are they carrying and proudly displaying the Honduran flag?
It's an organized march. It's so obvious. It's just coincidentally right at the heels of the midterm elections. I really find that hard to believe. So, yes, it's orchestrated by whom we don't know, but certainly it's there, and we'll see what happens. What do you final thoughts on what do you think is
if it is
the repercussions?
If it is organized by the Democrats or anyone on the left,
like
it
Soros,
is it is severely backfiring. Even if it's Venezuela or someone outside of the country, it is severely backfiring because it has done so much to energize Trump's base.
Jeez. Really, that's hysterical.
And people are looking at this going, well, guess what? We've been saying, well, why do we need a wall? That's why we need a wall. So they're actually making Trump's case for him.
Well, the other point is, I don't understand. If you look at sound bites from Democrats, I mean, I'm talking Feinstein, the lot of them, right? They were for a wall, only not even 20 years ago.
Oh,
yes. You find that weird?
Yesterday, on Donald Trump's Instagram feed.
Yes, I remember that, yes.
He posted a video of Barack Obama saying how we needed to keep illegal immigrants out, and he said, he completely agrees. And all of a sudden, everybody went the other way. Oh, no, we can't do it.
Well, it's obvious just for votes.
Well, there was actually... I think it was a congresswoman. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, but I read this yesterday. It was the Democratic candidate for governor of Georgia, came out and stated that illegal immigrants are the way that the Democrats are going to take back the country.
Oh, there's no
he actually came out and advocated that, yes, we're going to have illegal immigrants vote, and they're going to vote for us.
That's the only way liberal Democrats have any play in this at all. I mean, they've lost Middle America. That's over.
Well, they lost Middle America. They're losing immigrant groups because now these folks are working, wait a minute, we have jobs now.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it. So, I mean, it really just points to a Democratic Party that it's just so lost. If it wasn't ridiculous, it'd be funny. I mean, it's totally off the hook.
Apparently, at this point, their only platform is we hate Trump. That's it. They have no economic plan. They have no immigration plan. They have no plan to help anybody. It's just, we hate Trump.
That's pretty much, and we hate Trump, which has caused them to just become hysterical about everything, so they're not even rational at this point.
And the thing is, historically, the party in power always loses the midterm elections. Had the Democrats done nothing, they would have retaken the House. Now they've angered Trump's base so much that polls have it in a statistical dead heat as to who is going to take the House.
Yes. Pretty much, yes, that is true. Yep. So very interesting. And what is your prediction on that in terms of what's going to happen in terms of the midterms? Do you think what's going to happen?
I think the House is going to be really close.
I would agree.
I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's probably going to go by a matter of 1 or 2 seats in either
No
direction.
question.
The Senate, I think the Republicans are actually going to pick up some seats.
No question. If I was a betting man, what do you think of this, Lopkin, before we go, that the Republicans hold on to the Congress by 2 seats?
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet.
Awesome. Dr. Lopkin, thanks again. Awesome segment.
Always good to be here. See you next week.
You've been listening to Carnivore Radio's podcast. You can catch us here every week. Carnivore Radio is part of the Xvadio podcast network. You can listen to the podcast at blogtalkradio.com/Xvadio. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can listen to us live every Friday at 4 o'clock on WESU 88.1 Middletown, Connecticut. You can also catch us online at wesufm.org. We look forward to hearing from you and see you next week.